Hola, and welcome to Positive Impact for Mind and Body. It's good to see everyone. I'm Nicole Fevrier Davis. I'm your psychic trainer, and I have some interesting stuff to chat with you about today. There's a lot of people who will insist that their bodies are fighting them. They're arguing with them. They're not behaving. They're not doing the right thing at the right time. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. Your body always has an intention. There's nothing that is ever random about anything that you experience in your body. You may think like, oh, I got a cold because I'm overtired. But there's also some other details happening while you catch a cold. Yes, you're overtired. Your soul probably needs a little bit of a break. You need to slow down. But the other piece of it is that you may be exhibiting or experiencing a bit of mental congestion. Like there's just too much going on. So that's the symbology of a cold. And when I look at people and I start to give them Reiki or healing, I'm always looking at how well they communicate with their bodies. You know, if they know when to slow down when they're tired, if they know that they actually need to stretch 15 minutes before a run, or if they're just constantly pushing the go button or the gas all the time, they're always on high gear. That really does happen in our lifetime today. We're very, very goal-oriented. We're very speed-oriented. And talk about speed, you know, I don't know if you've noticed ever since things started opening up a little bit, are there crazy drivers out there? Is it just me? Like these people are insane. They're so desperate to get out and get there fast that like, you know, willing to cut people off and cause accidents. And anyway, so that's how we are. That's our society. And that's what the angels tell me is part of the problem. The angels are always talking to me about the anticipation or the expectation in our society today is to do things very fast, to do them without a whole lot of knowledge or information first, and to exhibit like a sense of, I want to say strength in that process. And then to utilize our own egos and our own vices to make sure that they're selling something to us. So that presents a number of problems when you're looking at things like, you know, common ailments, common problems with your body and how they're exhibited, that we think on one level that are, you know, and how many times have you heard this? Oh, my body's fighting me today, or my body isn't cooperating, or, you know, it's my age. It's, you know, I can't move because of my age. You know how wrong that is? It is just sick and wrong. No, and I'll tell you why. Because we, you know, like I said before in other podcasts, that our minds and bodies are actually really brilliant communication tools. And they're, and I listen to my own podcast over again. I'm like, you know, that's really good. But when I think about it, and I said it a couple of weeks ago that, you know, this is such a unique system, the mind and body. And I was listening to another exercise professional teach a class, and she's like, it's all mind and body. That's on one level. When you're exercising and you're very good at articulating muscular control and you're moving fluidly and you're following the choreography, or you're following the boxing, or you're following whatever your instructor is telling you to do, that's one level. Okay, that's one level of mind-body communication. Then we go into, it's like the epidermis, you know, like there's layer after layer after layer of skin that exists and protects us. And it's the same kind of idea with the layers of mind-body awareness. You know, there's the first layer, which is, like I said, about muscular control. There's the other more deep layer about homeostasis, you know, things that are functioning and operating without you even knowing it, like your heartbeat, and your kidneys are, you know, processing things, your liver is processing things, your stomach's digesting. That's a different layer, okay? And that mind-body awareness, a lot of people they don't know and this is what kills me, they don't know that they can actually control bits and pieces of that. We've just never been taught how to. So to think that it's not possible is a little flawed because we just don't know how, or we haven't been taught. And that's part of my whole purpose of being on here with you people. I want to help you have the strongest mind-body connection. I want people to come away and say, that Positive Impact Life show, or that, Positive Impact for Mind and Body show that Nicole does, that really empowered me to change something that made me better. That's my whole point. But the point is, there's another layer of mind-body connectedness, and it's an intuitive one. And when I say intuitive, a lot of people walk away thinking like, well, how am I supposed to create an intuitive communication system with my own body? It already exists. Like I said, you just haven't been taught how to tap into it, which I'm going to teach you a little bit of right now. But some of the more common ailments, and I'll start from head to foot, have very, very distinctive messages for each and every one of you. So for instance, the migraines we talked about a couple of weeks ago, right? That's speaking to something that you have not come to grips with, that is your truth. And it's been embedded in your brain for decades, possibly. So that's needing expression. And that's one thing. Sometimes when we have difficulties with having a cold, it's about that mental confusion. And that usually, the mental confusion could be about things that are happening right now in your life, things that are happening at work. You have to juggle 8 different cases of something at work, and then you're going home and you're trying to make a dinner really quickly, and then you're trying to pay your bills, and then you want to get a workout in before you go to bed, or whatever your life is like. Sometimes that's just a lot of mental confusion when you have a cold or something like that. But the originating roots of that, right, is there's something in you telling you, and this is the truth of you, that you have too much going on, period, end of story. You have too much going on, your body can't handle it, your immune system can't handle it, and you need to rest. And that's one of those universal truths that I talk about throughout all my Be a Body Psychic courses and things like discussing these things with you today. The other thing is what we talk about all the time, and I've mentioned this in the reading I did with Tony a couple of months ago. If you're having problems communicating, if you're having problems seeing someone else's point of view or hearing someone else's point of view, you're going to have ear and throat issues. You get it? See how literal it is? If you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself, or you have difficulties or fear around listening to someone else's opinion or someone else's ideas, then you're going to have problems with your ears, your jaw, and your throat. Anytime you have an excessive amount of decay in the mouth, you're talking about something you're lying to yourself about or someone else. And it's become such a habit now, it's such a part of you, so ingrained that you can't even let go of it. It's so a part of you. So your teeth start to decay. Teeth represent the truth. Teeth represent your own personal, real truth. And every time we lie about that, it starts to break something down. And when we lie about that to ourselves or anyone else, it'll choose the weakest point in our minds and bodies, right? So for some of us, for a lot of us, it's in our teeth, our jaws, our jawline. Then you're working down through the body. So the shoulders, our additional expression of love and compassion, right? That's our ability to get those hugs we need and to give hugs that we want to give. If you're having pain in left or right shoulder, the left shoulder is going to be about, and I'll do it backwards for you. The left will be about female relationships, and the right will be about male relationships. What are you getting? What are you giving? And more often than not, if it's in the back of the shoulder, it's about the past history leading up to this moment. If it's in the front of the shoulders, you're grappling with things that are happening right now. Isn't the heart chakra, when you have a heart issue, isn't that kind of obvious, right? you have issues in relationships that involve your heart. And then the same holds true for your stomach. What if you have abdominal bloat? What does that mean? When someone has difficulties digesting or abdominal bloat, it's usually because they're having difficulty digesting elements and concepts in their life right now. Like, for instance, if you've been, the victim of someone taking advantage of you in a relationship, they stole your credit cards and, kind of like signed a lease in your name, and now everyone's coming after you for money, it's going to upset the stomach. But by the same token, so the stomach and the heart chakra are connected. If you're having those kind of issues and problems in intimate relationships, you may have heartburn. Get it? The heart is connected and it represents love, but you're struggling with concepts within the relationship. So you may have a lot of heartburn or GERD. I will say that a lot of the things that I'm talking about right now, they aren't necessarily, like, some people will ask me, well, what about when a child has something? I didn't study children, except my own, obviously. I have not studied children in relation to these common ailments. Some of them are applicable. Anyone who gets a cold needs a break, honestly. They got to slow down. So that goes for a child too. Sore throat, same thing. But things around the heart may not have the same connotation. I'm just saying, especially if there's a long-standing disease involved. Okay. Then you move down into the pelvis, the sacrum, the lower back, all relationship related. And usually, if it gets down that far into the back, it's going to affect the hips. And you're looking at right hip is male issues in male relationships. Left hip is issues in female relationships. Get it? So there's always this loop of communication that's happening. It happens all the time, day in, day out, every second of every day. And our ability to reset that loop in a positive way happens every time we meditate or sleep deeply. We're able to kind of rejuvenate and rebalance and get things back on track. But in the meantime, it's not a bad idea, just saying, to have a regular conversation about why your body is speaking to you in these ways. And like I said, nothing is ever random. So even if you, like I said, you could text body-mind. Oops, let me get over there. You could text body-mind to 33777. And you could get the free body scan on my website. That will help you speak to your body. And I just did a great testimonial. I had a great testimonial from one of my students in my class. I'm going to air later. I'll probably edit it in the next couple of days and air it like Thursday or Friday. But she said that was one of the best takeaways from the Be a Body Psychic course that I teach, is that the body scan helped her better understand what her own body was saying. And that was so, like, for me, that was a win. That was a really big win, because I find it fascinating when people don't make that connection. I mean, I've been doing this, these body scans. I've been healing. I've been working with people like this for 30 years. So yeah, to me, it's like kind of second nature, but that doesn't mean it can't be second nature for you. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get anything out of it. Everyone who's ever downloaded the body scan visualization that I created on this text number, they've all gotten back to me and were like, this is an incredible tool. Thank you. Like I said, so many of us are walking around, and this links back to the early disease detection podcast I did a couple of weeks ago. So many people are walking around counting on someone else to tell them what's wrong with them and how to fix it. But we really do have that ability in ourselves. And I know that's like a really popular thing to say. It's very, it's very holistic sounding, and it's very, oh, well, you should know yourself. And I love these people, but it happens to be true if you have the right tools. So, instead of me just throwing a bunch of platitudes at you and telling you it should be this way, you should be doing that, I'm actually giving you a tool that you can utilize to get that information out of your mind and body so you can better understand yourself. Then when you have all that information, like I said, that's a juicy, delicious, lots of information, then you can have that conversation with your own soul inside your body. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that thrilling? I think that's exciting. Because that's what we're here for, right? People talk loosely about personal evolution and ascending and all these really wonderful kind of airy-fairy kind of concepts and terms, but the reality is it will help you really get clear about your soul purpose as well. Because when you start to recognize that maybe you're addicted to the pain and suffering, that's a big one. When you feel that you cannot be helped, if you feel that the pain and suffering is actually on another level, getting you a different kind of attention that you appreciate and want and need more of in your life, that's a big aha moment for a lot of people. So you never want to be in the position where someone else points that out to you. I'm just saying. You want to be the one to discover it yourself, right? Doesn't it suck when someone says something about you that's negative and you kind of didn't see it the whole time? So just take this as a little heads up that you can and should cultivate your own mind-body communication. I am more than happy to answer any questions. I love my topic. I love being the expert in this field, and I love giving information and tools to help you grow and develop your own mind-body connection in a way that serves you, keeps you healthy, happy, abundantly wealthy, by the way. We'll do another one of those. We did one of those I did that with Charity last year. We did a meditation on abundance and wealth and prosperity. So we will do that again. But in the meantime, think about your body as a very, very, very good friend trying to help you, right? So all those little aches and pains and indigestion or, frozen hip, frozen shoulder, neck pain, headache, whatever it is, let it talk to you. And don't ignore the message unless you want it to come back in a bigger shape and form later. Just saying. That's the tendency. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I'm hoping to get a new fun guest next week, and I will update you on that. This week, we're focused on healing your own mind and body because we all need a little healing. We all need a little patience, a little more compassion. And if you can't get it from someone else, you're going to get it right here. Okay? Enjoy and love your mind and body. Follow me at Nicole's MBM on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You could also just contact me through my website, mindbodymastery.org. And I'll just put that in here. Oops, someone's saying hello to me. Mindbodymastery.org. Go love and enjoy